See, a lot of y'all think this a game. A lot of y'all laughing. Really listen to them lyrics I'm spitting. I'm really spitting these facts. If you know me, you know I'm a real dude. My mama right there. Mama, look. Where we at?
We at my house in the middle of the goddamn hood.
In the middle of the goddamn hood. Fuck, boy.
All right, Alfred Teleferro, Mr. Teleferro TV. All right, we got some pretty interesting stuff here. Some stuff that I really didn't want to get into because it's personal stuff. But Soulja Boy brought everybody into this. All right, I'm pretty sure Soulja Boy's brother has released a diss record in the direction. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and say it. Soulja Boy's brother has released a diss in the direction of Soulja Boy, pretty much saying how Soulja Boy ain't giving back to us. I have opinions on that. That's neither here nor there. And the video you just seen coming into this was Soulja Boy's mother talking about how they're still in the hood. All right, so let me go ahead and read off some tweets from Soulja Boy from yesterday, I believe. I'm gonna expose my mom and my brother. She a crackhead and he live with his dad. He not in the hood. They looking for a come up. Fuck them. I made my first million when I was 17 and took care of my whole family since then. So whoever taking shit can suck a dick. Nobody gonna use me, whatever. These days, if they don't got a story, they'll make one. If you didn't appreciate me when I was helping you, don't get mad when I stop. And don't make up lies. You know the one that spent all your cash. You know what I'm saying? Lies like you didn't spend all your money. I got a new mansion and millions. I don't got to give money that I don't want to, especially if you blow $100,000 every week for years. New interview coming soon. Clearing up all these fake ass stories. Love y'all. First and foremost, Soulja Boy, that interview comment, let me tell you something. If you control the interview and it's somebody that you know, one of the people in your team, and you do like a documentary, or you control where you go, and you're not doing interviews with real platforms, and there's only 9 or 10 real platforms out there, and I believe I'm one of the 9 or 10 real platforms. Of course, I'm not getting interviews every day like some of these other platforms. Y'all know that. I'm grinding for mines, but I think I still have the respect and the validity to, when I do get an interview, I ask the questions. I don't shy away from anything. Of course, you have the mainstream interviews. I think a lot of these radio stations shy away from the good interviews. That's why I'm always bigging up the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne and Ebro and Rosenberg and that's why they're the best, right? Because they ask the tough questions and you can't get out of it. So, Soulja Boy, if you're gonna control the interview, nobody's gonna care about the interview. All right. With that being said, back to what was said. I look at this as a very disappointing situation. All right. First and foremost, Soulja Boy, I think somebody has to get this into his head. You don't have to tell everybody what's going on social media. You don't have to address every rumor in your life. I get it. I don't live in that world where celebrities have to deal with rumors on the internet about the people that's personal, that only have nothing to do with the entertainment world. I get it. It could be enough to make you want to address it online. But Soulja Boy, my brother, it's your mother. You gotta find better ways to ignore that energy and not respond to that, Soulja Boy. We are witnessing one of the first actual I talked about this in one of my other blogs in the past with Soulja Boy and Chris Brown situation. We are witnessing one of the first actual childhood teen stars break down in front of us. He's breaking down through the internet, right? It's sad. It's really sad. Soulja Boy's still making money. He's still booked somewhere. Keep it a G with you. Soulja Boy can go out of the country for the rest of his career and make money off Crank That alone. All right. He has a record that transcended music. He doesn't have to make another record. He could go travel overseas and make 20, 40. I ain't trying to count the man's money. He could go make that type of bread overseas for the rest of his career. I ain't making up these, these numbers. But with that being said, Soulja Boy takes it upon himself to address everything that goes on in his life through social media. I look at that, I deem that as a mistake when it involves your mother. One thing I've learned in my life, I do not take for granted for what my mama has done since I've been conscious enough to understand it. And I don't even know half of what she had to put up with me as a child from the ages of 0 to about 3 or 4 years old. So I just, like, I can't take for granted what my mama has done for me throughout my life. And for me to talk bad at her at any point, I think it's corny. That will never happen. I don't care what my mama would have took from me. I can't see myself talking down on my mother in front of the woman that gave me birth in front of others. All right. Especially after a few months ago, you talked about how your mother was sick and all this. So either one or two things. You was either lying about her being sick, and nothing was wrong when you got caught up in that situation with I think the with the royalty and Chris Brown daughter situation, or B, you're either she was sick and you don't really care about the situation. Either way, it's bad. All right? Either way, it's bad. I don't argue if I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that the whole portion of, I'm not going to argue with the fact that maybe he did give his mom money. I don't know. I wasn't there. Or his brother money. And who's to say they didn't throw away the money because Soulja Boy was making it? But Soulja Boy, you got to leave this shit you got to deal with it within your family, brother. And if you are making all this money, my brother, I get it. You don't want to give your folks money if they going to just keep blowing it. But my brother, you buying chains left and right. You flexing. You big Soulja. You this, you that. You buying Dracos left and right, my brother. I mean, if I'm a family member, especially mother or father, and I supported you, and if you got this kind of money, damn, would it hurt for you to not buy a chain if I'm in the hood? Now, I got some skepticism to that story about they're still in the hood. You could judge that. The video looks sketchy at best. But, I mean, come on now, Soulja Boy. You buying chains left and right. You doing this with your money. You doing that. You brag about the money that you have. You expeditiously brag about that lifestyle. And now, you know what I'm saying, people close to you want that bread. Again, I find it hard to believe that Soulja Boy will leave these people out just in the wheel works like that. I'm going to give Soulja Boy the benefit of the doubt. We can say what we want, but I really believe you can look at it like when he argues with Chris Brown, he'll later go back and be like, but Chris Brown, my brother, man, I fuck with Chris Brown. I fuck with Quavo. You know what I'm saying? So I know the brother got a heart. We can laugh at him. We can joke about him. I think he does a lot of what he does for entertainment, but I think the brother has a good heart. All right, I'm going to give the brother the benefit of the doubt. I really do think he got a good heart. I just think he's doing too much corny shit to appease to social media because he thinks it's cool. And to give the brother the benefit of the doubt, he has been successful with these social media beefs, all right? He has been hella successful. I also look at this as a situation where Soulja Boy might have been rich for too long, right? I think we all need to go through stuff in life during our late teens and our early 20s, whether it's college or growing up and having to go to fast food. I actually had to do the fast food route. Then I got to college. So I did both. Or a lot of life struggles. I think we have to go through stuff. When you talk about somebody like Soulja Boy, I remember going up the girl you stank, you a doo-doo head, all that shit. I remember growing up through that through Lime Wine Best Share. What am I trying to say is Soulja Boy had bread for a long time. And you might look at him, I think he's like 25, 26, 27, something like that. You might look at it and be like, this is a young black African American. But if you really think about it, the brother been sitting on millions for like 7, 8, 9 years now. So I mean, you get complacent with that money at times. We all do it. When you get a little more bread that you thought, when you see an extra paycheck or some shit like that, or around income tax season time right now, I feel like we all act a little different. You know, so I mean, I'm not going to just knock him. I'm trying to give brother benefit of the doubt because he crazy as hell. But I get how the money could have changed him. All right, so Soulja Boy's parents, y'all know I could have went way harder on Soulja Boy. Y'all ought to give your boy some credit for just taking a mature approach. And this, I know it's not the most entertaining thing that people, but I'm giving that real shit. And that's what I take pride in, all right? Soulja Boy's mama and brother are upset with the brother for not taking care of. What do you think about the situation? Would you ever do your mama like this? Would you ever address your mama on social media and pretty much call her a crackhead? All right? He did call her a crackhead. Thank you for the time, love, support. Salute. I'm out. If you're looking to book me for an interview video or by phone, if you're looking to have your music or your skill featured on my daily podcast, if you're looking to book me for a speaking engagement to help motivate some kids, if you're looking to have me rock some of your clothing to help promote your brand, make sure you hit me up at booking@ismrteleferro.com. Again, that's booking@ismrteleferro.com.